what can I do? 'Cause I can't live without you. I can't live without you.
Oh, yes. And we're back to the Okpayemi's podcast. Well, this is the best place you can be in the entire world right now. You know why I said so? Because it's a place where different ideas and perspective meet. In a world right now where people don't agree on much, and when somebody disagrees with the other person, then it becomes a conflict. But here we are more than that. We entertain different perspectives from different people from all walks of life. After all, we're not running the same race. And we take lessons from one another. So, like I said, every moment here is a learning experience. So, where else do you think you're going to be right now? Of course, nowhere you're going to be here. So, my name remains Okpayemi Alabi, the host of this show. And I have a beautiful, wonderful daughter of Zion here with me tonight. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Favor Chidemochulo. You can call me Favored Favor, or you can call me Favor.
You heard it here first. Favored favor. That's double whammy, you know. Double. Everything are double. Anyways, you've heard it from her. So her name is Favor Ochilo. My name remains Okpayemi Alabi. And you can reach us on 0706 02. Oh, pardon me, please. Well, we're in Nigeria. Please give us the grace. You can reach us on 0706 0825 I say once again, 0706 0825 And you can also reach us on Glow for people that like Glow now. 0805, take it to 477 4978, 0805 477 4978. And you could also make your bookings, your inquiries, because we speak in seminars, we speak in conferences, we do capacity trainings for offices, and we do corporate engagements. You can book us on okpeyemispodcast@gmail.com. Okpeyemispodcast, OPEYEMIS podcast, PODCAST @gmail.com. Thank you very much. What do you have for us today now?
I've often told this my co-host that each time I hear him speak, it reminds me of Barry White, and he doesn't have to contest on that with me, because you, our listeners, can accept with me that really he has a voice that can resonate. So, and he cannot even deny that fact. Or would you?
Of course not. But why they play for where I did now? Abi.
Yes, so I'm glad to be on this program right about now. Also because he's going to be speaking to issues that will resonate so much so with you that it has so resonated with me. I am a better version of who I am right now because the issues that has been treated has not only touched my day-to-day life, but it has given me reason to go to retrospect, introspect, and begin to align with the definition of my purpose on earth. So you would not want to miss this opportunity, as we'll be anchoring topics that are very, very trending as it is. Because, I don't know, sir, I would like to say something. And what I want to say is this. Introducing the topic is not enough, but also because it's trending, because looking at social medias, when I connect into social media, there are trending topics like Obi Kubana uploading pictures and people making comments. But this very one is, people often make comments like heaven and heavenly race. So this heavenly race we're talking about, which is the topic you will be treating today. So when we are talking about heaven is the goal, I really want to know, because I don't know if I'm picking the minds of our listeners right now, but that is actually what is going on my mind. Because if we say heaven is the goal and we're talking about heavenly race, are we really saying that heavenly race means where you're born, and then there is a part that takes you through the heavenly race, like a sacred or a divine part that excludes you from the world. Like you don't have to be worldly or even be in the world to run the heavenly race. And then there's another part for those who are running an earthly race. So is there a heavenly race and an earthly race, or they are intertwined? Or I really would want your perspective to this, because it's really going to help address issues that are boggling on people's minds concerning when you talk about heavenly race on this very demanding topic, which is heaven is the goal. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for raising this topic. I've also been seeing so many things like that online, although, knowing this generation that everything is a joke to them, so they make it satirical most times. Of course, heaven is the goal for everybody that is a Christian. And I've also heard churches come to evangelize, my dear brother, let's leave these worldly things and heaven and face heaven. And one day, one of them came, I was like, okay, what direction is heaven? He said, you can't understand. Let's leave these worldly things. Okay, when you say worldly things, what do you mean by worldly things? He said, I mean smoking. Yoga, you did not meet me smoking or drinking, so why do you assume? And then he could not speak anymore. There's a lot of misconception when it comes to spiritual things. I'm not a religious person, I'm more of a spiritual person. And I believe Christ is the only way. When you say heaven is the goal, from my own perspective, because I said this is a safe space where perspectives meet. From my own perspective, heaven is the goal, yes. Heaven is the ultimate goal for every Christian that knows Christ. But how do we get there? Like you rightly said, is there a track to run our race specially? I don't think so. I think everything has to boil down to the fact that you have to know the reason why you are here. And in knowing that, you would know how to walk right. God did not just create you as a decorative statue on earth. There's a reason why he created you to be here. And I believe embedded within the reason of purpose of creation lies your race. People think that being sin conscious is holy. No, and I'm not also perpetuating that people should go to sin, not at all. We should always live in fear of God, not fear of sin. And fear of God is the beginning of wisdom, which means that whatever God tells us to do part time, we do. We are in total obedience to the Almighty himself. Now, that being said, if you think you can get to heaven by just being sin cautious, which means that you think whatever looks like sin, you want to stay away from, and you judge sternly people that do those things, you've already faulted. Because to judge people also is a sin itself. So, what do I mean by that? You can't be sin conscious and get to heaven. However, when you carry the gift of the Spirit, which is self-control, which is the basis of discipline, which is the basis of adhering to the statutes of Christ, you'll find all these things easy to do. So, going into this topic proper, I'm going to talk about the parable of the talents and how significant it is to the heavenly race. The parable of the talents can be found in the Bible in the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 14 to 30, where we see a master going out. I'm going to paraphrase. You people can catch it in the Bible yourself and also read the Bible. So this will be a moment for you to go back and refer to the Bible. So again, it's from the book Matthew 25, 14 to 30. A master was about to embark on a journey, and he called his servants, and he gave one 5 talents, he gave one 2, and he gave one 1 to trade while he's away. So to the one he gave 5 talents, that one traded, he doubled it. Now, double things, made it 10. The one he gave to saw his colleague and said, if you can make 10 out of 5, then I can make 4 out of my own 2 as well. So he did the same thing and he doubled it, and the other one buried it. And so when the master came, he called his guys and said, guys, how far I'm back? What do you have for me? And the one for 5 gave him 5 more, making 10. He said, oh, you are faithful in little, which means that you can be faithful in much. And he was promoted for that. Likewise, the one with 2. But the one with 1 came and gave him a snide remark and said, Master, I know that you like to reap where you have not sown. So I buried your talent, and he gave it back to him. And the master said, of course, oh, you knew that I like to reap why I did not sow, and yet you being in my care, you still did the same thing. Because of this, what you have will be removed and given to another, and then you will be cast into the abyss. How is that significant to Heaven is the goal. Like I said, we were put here for a purpose and for a reason, which means that everything we need to actualize this purpose has been given to us. Whatever you have today that is distinct, some people are very intelligent. Some people can speak well. Some people are very beautiful. Some people are very brilliant. Some people have money, making money in the right ways. These are wherewithals that has been given, because whatever you have that another person does not have is not common. So all these things that have been endowed to you must be used to glorify God in whichever sphere of life you've been called. Either you are a doctor, you are an engineer, you are a pastor. Some people think that it's until you climb the altar or the pulpit that you serve God. No, not at all. Not everybody has been called for that. But in every area you are, you must radiate light. After all, God said, Jesus himself said in the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verses 14 to 16, that in a verse of that place, he said, let your light so shine. Let your light so, there's an intensifier there. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. Which means that by you being excellent in whatever you have been called to do, people will see that your level of excellence is non-human and they will glorify God because of you. And that in itself is running the heavenly race. It's not until you cover all your body, of course, we are against indecent dressing here, but it's not until you do all those things but your heart is wicked or you are not using your talent that you're running the heavenly race. Running the heavenly race, just simply put, means doing what you have to do and doing why, as in enacting the purpose of why you have been created and letting your excellence to be shown. Let me give you another example. If we all agree that we are here for quite some time, our time on this earth realm is limited, and we are going to go back, and it's the reward of our works here that will determine whether it's heaven or the other place we go to. Let me give you guys an example. Let me say you have a PA. So you say, my PA, please, we need something at this office. You give your PA 50,000 naira. Please go to Wuse Market for me, obtain these items, and come back before 4 p.m. And your PA goes around 8 a.m. in the morning. And when he gets to the market, he just sits down and watch people buy and sell. And he's looking at the time and he's telling himself that, of course, this market is not my home. I'm just passing through. So I have to go back to the office and deliver. Whether I buy things or not, my aim is just to go back to the office. When he has literally been told, he has been given the wherewithal to obtain those items and bring back to the office. But him getting to the market, he just sits down there and watches time go by. And then by 4 p.m., he gets back to the office and you ask him that, my dear, well done. Where are all these things I asked you to buy? And said, Oga, my goal is to come back to the office, not to buy anything. Whether I buy or not is none of my business. My own is just to go out and come back. How would you feel? He has wasted time and he has wasted valuable resources. Are you going to greet him with a welcoming embrace, or you're going to chastise him and probably even sack him? Because it shows insubordination. You were asked to do something, you were given the wherewithal to do it, and then you returned empty-handed, unproductive. That is the way it is to God. God has sent us into this world to carry out his activity and to be a radiation of light. Let your light so shine before men so that they can glorify your Father through it because of you. And you go and you come back and you are telling me that after I've given you everything you need, you are telling me that your whole aim is to come back empty-handed? Then you're going to be cast into the abyss like the man that buried his talent. Let me give you another analogy for people that have kids. You put your kids into the most expensive schools. You buy the best uniforms for them. You make them look good, stand out amongst their peers. You know that they have the brains to read and to comprehend and to pass well. You invested so much in your kid. And then your child comes back at the end of 3 months, which is a term, and brings a fail. And he tells you that, Dad, my aim is just to go to that school and come back. Whatever I bring is none of my business. My aim is just to go and come back. How would you feel? What is your return on investment? That is the way it is. We are being scored daily by what we do here. And that is the heavenly race. What you do daily. How you live your life. How you make sure you stay on task and on purpose. How you communicate with God. There's no special track for heavenly race. It's not until you go to church. God does not recognize church. God recognizes souls. When you get to heaven, God will not ask you that which church do you belong to. Every man will stand and take judgment. God is not a respecter of persons nor organized religious bodies. So truly, heavenly race is real, realer than what you can think. But how do you run it? You run it by living aright. You run it by making sure you are excellent in everything you do. And you run it by using your distinct abilities to the glory of God the Father. Whatever you are doing, God cannot be glorified through it, you need to check it again. Everything you are doing here should be to the glory of God the Father. And you should have a level of excellence that is non-human, that people will ask you that, sir, ma, how are you doing this? Then you say it's to glory of God the Father. And then they want to know more about that God. And then you bring them to Christ. Evangelism is not until you print tracts. Not everybody has been put into the ministry of printing tracts. I am not knocking anybody in that ministry. You can print tracts if you want, but not everybody would print tracts. Your life should evangelize to people around you. Your excellence should make people glorify God. Let me read that verse of the Bible again. He said, let me tell you something. When you are reading the Bible and you see the letterings in red, these are the words of Christ himself, not paraphrased. He said, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. Your light be so shine before men, and they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. To cap it all, we're going to use our Messiah as a standard. Jesus Christ came to this world. He didn't say, oh, I'm the Son of God. I just came here to pass through this place. My brother, my goal is heaven. I'm going back. No. He came, he knew why he was here, and he lived in his purpose. And when his time was over, when the assignment was over, he said it is finished. Every day of his life was intentional. He even had disciples he groomed for continuity. He lived in his purpose. While living in his purpose, it was accounted for him that he was chasing the heavenly race. He didn't just come here and sit down and was watching time, like the unproductive essay or the PA you sent to get office equipment, and he returned back with the money. That is how God feels when God has endowed with you beauty, intelligence, charisma, and you come back empty-handed. Who do you think you are? And some of you will keep praying, God, give me money, God, give me car. What God has given you, how have you benefited mankind with the distinctive abilities you have? Who do you think you are? God has no space for unproductivity in his kingdom. So if you want to run to heavenly, get to work. Get to work. Work on your purpose. You should then know why you are here and act in line. If Christ knew why he was here, how much more you? So that is what I see to this topic. I don't know if you have anything to add. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Mr. Opayemi Alabi, you always have a way of making me feel like I have not even started. This topic is very thought-provoking. And my fellow listeners, I know it will be boggling your mind right now. You want to ask questions, you want to make inquiries. We have already introduced the lines with which to do that earlier. But more importantly, at least I have received the answers to my heartwarming question, which is heavenly race. Now you know better that heavenly race is not set aside. It's not a special kind of race. It's running a race on earth, having a purpose, knowing that, yes, heaven is the target, but you are on earth. So you have to do what you have to do here before you get to heaven. So, Mr. Opayemi Alabi, we want to thank you very warmly and very specially for this exposition, and we would like to continue this program in its series as we'll come your way another time on further topics that has to do with other burning issues. But before I go again, my name is Favor Chidema Ocholo. I am a co-anchor on this program, and this is Opayemi Alabi, Opayemi's podcast. And once more, we'll be calling out the contacts, which is 0706 0825 829. And for those of you who want to call up on the Glow, 0805 477 4978. And also for the email, in case you had forgotten the email that we presented earlier, the email is opayemispodcast@gmail.com. Again, opayemispodcast@gmail.com. Thank you very much. I don't know if Mr. Opayemi have any final words to say before we close up this program for today. Thank you very much.
You have to stammer when you are in front of anointing, so please pardon Favor. It happens once in a while like that.
Yeah, his voice is so intimidating that I don't even know when I stutter when I talk.
Well,
Pardon me.
I am the son of the Lion of Judah. What do you expect? So, I know I might have pricked some of your egos, and some of you might have felt that heavenly race is meant for people like me that are holier than thou. I go to church 5 times daily. I read the Bible, so it's only for us. No, my brother, you don't have monopoly on Christ. So, if you want to challenge me on this topic, I welcome all challenges with open arms. Again, I'm going to call out these numbers. For our MTN, please take it down. Please, I know that some of you can't take things to heart. So get a pen, get a paper. Are you guys ready? I'm not going to call it twice. So please get your writing materials. Let's go. For MTN, it's 0706 0825 829. Let me call it one more time. 0706 0825 829. And for Glow, no, for our green brothers, with, I don't want to talk about their network anyways. So for Glow, let's go. 0805 477 4978. I can repeat one more time. 0805 477 4978. One more time for the Glow people. One more. 0805 477 4978. And for people that want to send inquiries to us, like, oh, we love you so much, we want to have to speak our function, because like I said, we do capacity training for offices, we do corporate engagements, we have some corporate bodies on retainer right now, we do public speaking. You can send your inquiries to us at okpayemispodcast@gmail.com. Let me spell it out for you for the non-Yoruba people there, because we're only Okpayemi. Don't spell the name as Okpayemi, it's Okpayemi. So OPEYEMIS podcast, PODCAST@gmail.com. OPEYEMIS podcast, PODCAST@gmail.com. Thank you very much. I return it to Favor to close the show.
Thank you, my listeners. We are very grateful that you had to tune in for this podcast. Join us another time. Get tuned in. Anytime we want to come on air, we will definitely alert you. We don't have specific dates for actually posting our podcast for now, but when we resume regularity, we'll let you know. But for now, you will be alerted on when we want to post and what the topics are about, so that you will also be a partaker in it. Thank you very much, and God bless you.